Hello everybody and welcome to week 2 on My Bountiful Acre. My name's Sue and welcome along. If you followed on from last week, thank you for coming back. If you're new to the channel, all you've missed so far is our garden tour, so why not check that out after this one. So in today's video, well, it's looking decidedly less summery and a lot more autumnal. You having fun there, Bonbon? If you are new to the channel, this is Bonnie, my 3-year-old Old English poodle cross. She's new to gardening, whereas this is Bella, my 11-and-a-half-year-old, who's an old hand at gardening. It's been a sort of a pottering week, to be honest. I've been out most days. I tend to bring my cup of coffee out and have a look round to see what might need doing during the week. And usually I end up getting completely distracted and starting a job. So it's a video of bits and bobs this week, I'm afraid. I have done some potting on of plants that I brought with me from my old house. I haven't quite finished that job either. I never seem to get anything quite finished for various reasons. But anyway, so there's potting. There is a ton of tomatoes that need picking and processing. And I did actually make some passata with those. So that was a good job. That took practically a whole day. And I have got quite a lot of seeds, to be honest, that still need sowing. So I'll go and take you with me and show you the seed collection that, it's not too late to sow stuff now. I haven't got much raised bed space, but I have got a few pots that if I empty them out, I can get some last minute seeds sown and make the most of the growing time that's left. I think I'll go and show you my seeds first and then we'll catch up with the rest. Just while I'm walking by, I couldn't resist showing you the bud that has opened into the most beautiful dahlia. This is Cafe au Lait. Isn't she gorgeous? Yeah, they stop me in my tracks every time I walk by. I did show you this one last week. This is Labyrinth, but she's absolutely smothered now. And then we got a lovely little bumblebee here. I don't know if that will stay in focus on here, but enjoying the Verbena bonariensis. I'm loving the fact that the bees are enjoying this at this time of year. It's fabulous to see them. And I did show you in the last video my pilgrim rose, which had just gone over from flowering, but look at it today. Isn't she absolutely gorgeous? I literally put her in a new pot when we moved here because she was in quite a tiny pot, to be honest. Potted her on and she's rewarded me with some beautiful last minute flowers. And the other thing we'll be doing this week is taking delivery of some plants from my woodland area. I'm not expecting them to be too big, to be honest. I did buy a few in the garden centre, but I'll show you those in a minute. Seeds first. So I'm going to start with these bargain basement packs from Sowing Seeds. They basically are like a mystery bundle. You get 10 packs in each mystery set, and you don't know what they're going to be. It's whatever they've got left over, basically. Some of them are perennials, some of them are annuals. But I've got some aloe, which was one. Obviously, there's no photographs on here, so I'll put a picture on for you. Aloe spiral seeds, which are obviously a perennial. So that's good. So I've got that. I've got some yarrow. I've got some black-eyed Susan. I've got some Cupid sweet peas. I've got a double cream poppy. Got Camelina sativa, gold of pleasure. I think that's like a grass. I'm not quite sure. Cupid's dart, which is like a blue flower, I think. This is probably only one of the ones that I'm not that keen on, and it's a paper daisy. They're the ones that they used to use in dried flowers in the 70s when I was a kid. £4.50 or something for 10 packets of seeds. So, if one of them's not so great, then you can live with that. Calendula, which obviously is used every gardener's dream. This is neon, really, really bright orange. Berry bearing catch fly, which is a sort of wild flower, which might do well in the meadow. Zinnias, which I love, State Fair mixed colours. This is Little Missy Swan River daisies, always love a daisy. Then we've got Highlander foxtail bristlegrass, which actually looks quite pretty. We've got Cleome, White Queen, I've grown those before. Grenade, mixture of saffron thistles. Now I hadn't seen these before, I'll put a picture on the screen. They look amazing, I'm really looking forward to those. So yes, all these are this season's seeds, so they're going to last a while even if I don't use them all up in the next spring. Coreopsis, seashell mix. Dianthus, La France carnation, the traditional pink carnation. Some phlox, Leopoldi, lacy pink, pink lace flower. There you go. And some scabious, tall double-flowered mixed multicoloured ones. So for the grand total of £11 and something, I think it was £11.60 or something, including postage, I've got 20 packets of seeds, and only one of them really didn't appeal. The next thing, I got some free seeds. I'd forgotten about them. They were in my glove box from a magazine. So I've got some echinacea, which you know I love. I've got the yellow ones outside, and the pink and orange ones. These are just the pink ones, again with the beautiful orange cone. Some lovely pansies, cool summer breeze colour. I've got some Lola Rosa lettuce and salad bowl red and some sorrel. So those came free with the magazine. So this is again a bargain. And of course there's the trusty old Friends Garden. This is blue thistle flower. Now what are they really called? Echinops. These are echinops seeds. So I'm going to try and grow those. These ones I stole from my mum's garden. I've got a lot of space to fill. These, believe it or not, are off my mum's pink anemones. This is a green and white stripy bog grass, which would be good in the pond. Good old trusty plastic shoes for the garden. I don't know if you agree, but I think these are viola seedlings. So I'm going to pot them on and hope that I'm not potting on weeds. Going to dig these up, and then I'm going to use this trough for my baby beetroots that are struggling at the minute. As you can see, they're looking a little bit rough around the edges, but I think it's worth giving them a little chance in that trough. I might put a few in an old potato bucket as well. I have a couple of potatoes I still need to harvest. So here's some more seeds that actually could be sown now. Got some sweet peas if you do them in the autumn. We've got some beautiful cornflowers, black ball, they could be done now. A bit of a theme here in the colour, but poppies, black beauty, beautiful, they can be done now too. August, October, so these are National Trust flowers, like the packets, very beautiful. And this is larkspur, which can also be done in the autumn. I might do a bit now and a bit in the spring just to safeguard. But I need as many flowers as I possibly can. Mabuna, any sort of oriental greens, to be honest. These are from Real Seeds. So I'm going to try those. I haven't tried them before. Obviously, this is the perfect time to do spinach because the heat of the summer is passing and they really are a cold weather crop. There's obviously spring onions. It's still not too late to do those. This is Guardsman. Any sort of lettuce. This is a red and green salad bowl that I have left over. I think these seeds need using up this year. Yes, they do. They're a couple of years old now. They may be a little bit more erratic. I have actually got some peas here, some mange too, to be honest, but I could put some of those into a pot for pea shoots. That's always worth it. What have we got here? Oh yeah, we've got a winter lettuce here. This is also from Chiltern Seeds, but they need using up. I think they're last year's as well. So all of those babies could actually be sown now. But one of the most pressing things is probably these peppers, eh? They are looking a little bit sad. I mean, the temperature has dropped, but the pots are not big enough. They're not getting enough food. So actually what I might just do is feed them today. Go and get the seaweed extract and give these a good feed first. At least it's warmer in the greenhouse. There is a little bit of warmth in the air still. It's not, you know, as miserable as I'm making it out to be. It's just not as lovely and warm as it was last week. In years gone by, I have always bought maxi crop seaweed plus natural fertiliser. But I went to the garden centre to get some more. This one's empty. And it was £12.99. I mean, that bottle has lasted me a while, in fairness. So I opted for, instead, some Westlands Organic, which was £6.99. But it's like water in comparison. I don't know if that's, the thickness of it is relevant or not, but I'll soon find out because I've never tried this one before. I'm also going to remove some of these sad looking leaves to avoid too much disease spreading. Some of them are dropping off anyway, to be fair. Give them a good soak. I just really would like to see a little bit of colour on these peppers. I'm also going to tip some of this into the aubergine. This tomato can have some as well. The others outside have already been fed, as have the pot plants. So that one missed out really. Oh, and not forgetting this lemon drop as well. That'll soak in. This is turmeric. Now, I've never grown it before, and it is a supermarket one. The other one is under the soil, so I wasn't sure whether it was supposed to be on the surface. In the heat, it hasn't got any shoots, so it's possibly just going to rot, but we'll give it a go, see how it works out. Right, I think I'll find some small pots and a bag of compost and pot on those baby seedlings, whatever they might be. If you can see, if the camera will stay in focus, these zinnias, they've just been such good doers. I've never grown them before, and they're just amazing. And the bees absolutely love them. Look at this bumblebee getting his nose right in there. And there's a bonny bee. Are you a bumblebee? Are you a bumblebee? I don't think so. On the other hand, this cosmos refusing to flower. Not quite sure what's going on there. Making my point for me, this bumblebee. And this one up here. Having a lovely little feed. They obviously adore them, so I'll definitely be growing some more of them. They also love chives, garlic chives. Gosh, look at the bumblebees, they're everywhere. I haven't even planted these ones yet, so they're still in their seed trays. Our plan for this weekend, which will be next week's video, is to build some raised beds down by the greenhouse to dismantle these two. So I really do have to get to grips with these two beds this week. Right, let's see. I'm not sure my snips should really be used for cutting open bags, but there we go. Well, I just started to dig down and discovered that there's actually daffodils in here or something. Some bulbs of some description. They could be tete-a-tetes. Am I the only one who forgets what you've put in a pot? I tried to label most things, but I did not remember. Oh, there's a lovely worm in there. I'm going to tip these out into the wheelbarrow and just see how many there are. I have resorted to gloves now because this is a bit soggy, and actually the bulbs would have rotted, I think. That lovely worm can go in the veggie bed. I do like a good worm. There's quite a few bulbs actually. I don't remember planting that many. There we go, so they must have doubled up. What are you two up to? Rustling around there. Suspicious. There we go. I thinned them out to 4 or 5 in a cluster, so they've got room to expand. I'm not expecting them to get very, very big, to be honest, but golf ball size would be great. And of course you can eat the leaves, so if it grows fresh leaves, I'll have them in my salad. And in the pot that I took them out of, I've just put some fresh compost in, poked a few holes, and I'm going to put a few spinach leaves in. So 2 in that one, 2 in that one, 2 in that one, 3 in that one. I'll steal one of yours and you can go in there with that one. Right, okay. Cover them over and water them in. And of course, the most important part, label them, which is something I always forget to do. Give them a good mist spray in, so as not to dislodge the seeds, although they are quite big, so they shouldn't float away or anything. They are labelled. I can officially say they are labelled. Since last we spoke, I've been busy potting on my small seedlings. These are Echinacea White Swan, which I grew from seed earlier in the year. And as you can see, they're in small pots, and because we've been having a heat wave, they have been drying out quite a lot. So I give them a good water, and I'm just moving them up one pot size, just so they got a little bit more stamina in the heat. Another thing I need to pot on are these Angel's fishing rods. I also grew from seed. What's the proper pronunciation? Diorama Blackbird. They're a purpley colour. Beautiful. I did grow some pale pink ones many years ago, and my sister-in-law still has them in her garden. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 7 of these to pot on. So they're going to go up into the next size pot and release some of my middle-sized pots. Let's see what this one's like. Now, these pots are bamboo, and they are environmentally friendly, obviously. It's not got bad roots, to be fair. And for that reason, you know, they're not plastic, so that's great. They're not very flexible. You know, they're really, really hard and brittle, so if you drop them, they do smash. These aren't very flexible for squeezing things out. This beauty is foxglove, as you might be able to tell from the leaves. I'm going to be planting these shortly up in my new area of woodland, but it's Pam's Choice, I think. It's a white one with a deep red throat. As you can see, this one's got lots more roots and is well on its way to needing budding. A little bit wet because I soaked them earlier, but that's got plenty of roots, so should take off really easily. Let's get that in a new pot. They are looking a bit bedraggled and a bit discoloured, to be fair, because I haven't been feeding them with the move and everything. So they're well in need of a little bit of TLC, I would say. Well, not a bad little haul for a let's go out and potter for 10 minutes. My bag of compost has run out, so I'm going to stop now and pick it up again tomorrow. I'm just up at the top of the garden taking a look at this. I think it's a damson. It hasn't got a lot of fruit on it, or it hasn't had, but right up the top there I can just see a few dark plummy things, so I'm guessing damson. Needs a bit of a prune, and I need to prune the roses here as well. They're really big. They're just growing in the hedge, and I need to give it the best chance I can, because it's the most mature fruit tree I've got in the garden, to be honest, apart from maybe the Mirabelle. But yeah, look at this rose. It does have a flower right at the very top, but yeah, the stem is so big. But somebody has cut it in the past and it has shot from down here. So I think if I give it a really hard prune in the autumn, because look at the strength of those new stems there. Amazing. Now, I know these are weeds, but how beautiful are they? Sunshine yellow. Right, this morning's job is to harvest a few more of these ripe and semi-ripe tomatoes and make a little bit of pasta sauce. I've got far too many for just the two of us to eat. So we love pasta sauce, so that seems like a great option. So I'm going to pick these now and throw them in the oven with a bit of garlic and good olive oil. Give them a good roasting. Right, let's start with these ones. Oh, look at that, isn't that a beauty? A few of these have split, and that's literally because of watering. Skin can't expand quickly enough to cope with the excess water. My San Mazzanos are just turning orange, but I think that's done enough, to be fair. I'll take the ones that are the most orange and hope for the best. It's a lovely one, that, isn't it? That turned out to be slightly more tomatoes than I was anticipating. Always good to have too many tomatoes. I'm going to start with the ones I took out of the fridge because they have been out picked the longest. So I'm just going to cut them into sort of small tomato sized and chuck them in the pan with some homegrown garlic, salt, pepper, and some good olive oil, because obviously it's going to be the flavour. I've put some light frying olive oil in the bottom just to stop them sticking to the pan, but the flavour that you're going to get in your sauce will be affected by what good olive oil you use. Just thought I'd show you the inside of this pink brandy wine. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Right, into the oven we go. Don't they look amazing? There we go, all safely tucked in. Right, we'll give them about, I don't know, half an hour and give them a stir, see what they look like. Oh, look at that. Oh, steamed the lens up, sorry. Just a minute. There we go. Look at them. How amazing do they look? Yeah, there we go. That's them out. Slightly, not burnt, but slightly browned on the top. That's how I like them. This one's a little bit mushier, but it'll be fine. There's lots of lovely juice in there to make some sauce with. So the next stage is to get them through the moulin and get all the pips and skin and things out. I want to get all those lovely juices in as well. There we have it. It's a little bit on the thin side. I probably could have roasted them for a bit longer to reduce the fluid a little bit. But what you can do is heat it up in a pan and reduce it down. Have a little taste. It's quite sweet because of the cherry tomatoes I put in. What I would normally do now is add a little bit of mustard, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit more salt and pepper. It is quite sweet, this one. If you've got tart tomatoes, obviously you can sweeten, but it's so rich and lovely. That is fabulous. Right, back to gardening. Just taken delivery of 2 parcels from J Parks. I've ordered some plants and some bulbs, so let's do an unveiling of that. I can't actually remember what I've ordered, but I have also been to the garden centre with my friend to buy some plants for the woodland area. So I've got some ferns, got 3 of those, a heuchera. This one is called Indian Summer Cranberry. I've got another fern. This one's got a beautiful coppery leaf to it. I also got 2 packs of jumbo cyclamen in purple. Look at the colour of those, aren't they fabulous? Beautiful, beautiful colour. And I got an astibli in this beautiful red colour. It's quite moist. I know it's a woodland and it's probably going to be dry under the trees, but it's quite wet in the winter. This one is Japanese red, it says. But yeah, that's lovely. But yeah, let's get this box open and see what's in it. Well, they look like they've been well packaged. These. What have we got here then? We have got some epimediums. I think there should be 3 of those. This sticky thing is Pride of Rochester. It's a Dutsia, I think. How are we spelling that? Deutzia. Get them out, give them some light. I've got a few bulbs here. They look like little pom-pom alliums. They're little tiny. I'll put a picture on the screen to explain myself. But how many have we got in here? There's 50 in each. I think there's 3 packets of those. So that's 150 alliums. Not necessarily for the woodland. These might go elsewhere in the garden. As you know, I've got plenty of space to fill. We have got a Mahonia. Cabaret. It has red flowers on this one. And a very sad and sorry looking something here. That's broken off. And it's a little bit squashed, this one. What's this one? It's supposed to be a dicentra. That does look a bit squashed to me. I should have 3 packs of alliums, 1 dicentra, 1 sambuca nigra, 3 apomedium orange queens, 1 Deutzia Pride of Rochester, and 1 Mahonia, which we have. So I think that box there literally has the sambuca in it. Let's see. Here we go. 1 little sambuca nigra. That will soon grow. They shoot away when they get going. So yeah, that is for the woodland area. It gets lovely clusters of flowers. It's basically an elderberry, but with black leaves. So that would be nice under the woodland over there in the distance. Sorry about the car noise. It's a working weekday. So that's my little collection of plants. These are really pretty when they get going. They actually have teeny tiny little flowers. These ones are orange, I think, that come up before the leaves. The leaves go a beautiful rusty colour in the autumn. Beautiful orangey colour. And then in the spring you get these beautiful flowers coming up before the new leaves emerge. I have got a hosta collection coming, but they are not ready for dispatch until November. So yeah, I'll get them later. I'm thinking I might have to buy a few bigger plants for impact in the area. But I got these from Bridgemere Garden Centre, which is a monster place. Not the cheapest in the world, but the plants are fabulous. So it looks like my friend Claire and I will be going back to a local garden centre for some more to sort of make an impact in that area. I do need possibly a couple of trees, small trees as well. Doug very kindly flat packed all the boxes that we'd thrown into the shed. You couldn't actually get through the door for bags of paper and cardboard that I'm saving for my raised beds. Let's throw this one in there to make it a little bit more messy. Oh, look at that. Oh, did you see that? It flew off before I got a chance to properly get a picture. But there we go. Let's see. As you can see, I don't think I showed you in it before because it was so embarrassing you couldn't actually get through the door. So yeah, I'm going to put them on the bottom of my raised beds when we get around to building them. This shed is not the safest, and I think it actually leaks when it rains, so I need to get using that cardboard before it gets completely ruined. Alright there, Bon, are you eating the grass? So one of the projects we're going to be tackling, I keep saying first, but this sort of one thing has to follow on from another, is to do the greenhouse we need to shift the compost out of the bottom 2 raised beds over there. And we're thinking of building a raised bed, double height raised bed here, because it's a dead space for all intents and purposes. Yeah, there's a wood merchant just down the road, so we can go and get some timber probably this weekend and build that here. I'm not quite sure what shape, because I think I'll go parallel to the greenhouse because the shed might get moved or demolished at some point. So I might put a raised bed along here and possibly, because of the space we've got, even bend it around the back of the greenhouse, because we could still get the mower down the hedge line and put strawberries here, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of old strawberries in the bottom here, and I did bring some in my troughs. So as you see, I've got quite a lot of space here, really. I could put a bed all the way along here. Yeah, so we're probably going to leave these 2 in for the time being, but eventually I might make this area into a fruit cage. But I think 2, possibly 3 of the beds are going to have to be taken out so that we can lay the foundations for the greenhouse coming at the end of September. Oh dear, another plant delivery. Oh, this is handy, look, you just got to tear it down the front. Hello, my beauty. So nice bit of packaging, eh? she just slides out beautifully without getting damaged. How fabulous is that? Biodegradable bag. This one is Bring Me Sunshine. Not out yet, but has got buds on, so that's marvellous. Of course, we're getting to the end of the summer now, so we will be moving into bare root, but that's what she looks like, if you can see that. This one's not dissimilar and is actually Roald Dahl. This one's slightly more yellowy in colour. It is starting to look like I've got a bit of a rose obsession. I didn't actually used to like roses. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. If you have, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for joining me. And if you've got any friends that love gardening, don't forget to tell them about me. It'll be much appreciated. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.